Yay!
Hi, Greg.
What's up?
How dare you, Greg?
Greg.
That stupid face always gets me. I just hate him staring at us behind
I
his
don't
mic.
like the bear. Can we change it?
I don't know. I don't think I can.
No.
I don't like it. It stares into my soul.
Just don't look at him.
Yeah, I don't think I can, unfortunately.
You
It's
can
gonna
also
be-
hide, like,
Non-video
non-video
participants.
participants.
Okay, I'll do that at some point. Disable video.
Now it keeps showing out too.
It's fine. It's not like you need to see me. I just want to make sure my good mic is being used. Last week, you didn't miss anything particular. It was a dream sequence with the other guys, and we went over some stuff that you will be able to listen to later. But Ebb was not cut out randomly. We were just kind of going back to where our cliffhanger was last time, which, if Cameron is still ready to go.
Oh, yes. I'm the DM in the dream. Yes.
In the dream world. Or is it
Oh,
a
Dream
dream?
world. Wait, how did we end
Who
last
was
time?
Atham then? Oh, is Atham the DM? Canonically, Atham's controlling all of it?
Oh my god,
Yeah, yeah, vindication!
Wait, so
Oh,
Atham did all of that shit to me last time?
What? No, just an Ebb stream.
no, he did.
Oh.
That was totally him.
Oh yeah, right.
He came in there, he put Waldo in my head. He got Waldo, he summoned Waldo there, did some weird shit, and then fucked him
Hey, I
up
also
just
brought
to make
Cyril
himself
that
look
by
cool.
logic.
He
I
just
also
beat.
brought... Hey, you
King
didn't see me
of
beat Waldo.
That's what you did, but you did it only because to look.
Off
You did it to be
screen.
cool, to feel cool.
What if
It was-
Atham
Of
was
course.
a
Why
thought
else are we here?
one day and it persisted and then it became a real thing because it existed for so long?
Sin got some weird trauma shit last time. That like fucked him up, okay? Weirdly enough, that
Fucked
dream
us all
sequence
up.
really messed up his mind.
Oh man. Now I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good shit.
Yeah, in all honesty, this whole thing is just a big false flag operation by Atham to get you guys to like him. That's really all
Yeah.
it is. I don't just mean the
Listen,
dreams, I mean
He
the whole
was Waldo
campaign.
the entire time. Where's Atham?
Yes, he's playing through. He knows that if Atham knows he's a character within a game, and so he knows that he has to get the real people to like him and thus get more powerful. He's
So I
playing
feel like
4D chess.
that's something he would do anyways. Like that makes sense.
Like, no, I could believe it. I could be
I
talked
could
into
believe
it.
that. I could 100% believe
Is
that.
Atham becoming a cult? The cult of Atham?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, either way, I'll try and get a primer here for all of you. You had left the village, which again the name escapes me at the moment, which I'll have to go back and re-listen to that so I can remember what the fuck the name was. You left with some kind of international diplomacy being called in and inter-church departmental stuff going on. Which seemed to be odd, but nobody questioned it too hard. As in, threatened the cardinal, got angry, went off in a huff, fighting with Cyril. Ab got closer with Cyril and was feeling a bit disillusioned with everything, considering it seems like people only interacted with her when they wanted things. Atham had met with Apollos and talked over a few things, talked with Zin, which is another recording you need to listen to at some point. We'll get that up. Sorry. Our what's it called? Video slave is not it's not working right now, unfortunately. He's too busy studying shrimp.
Shrimp?
God damn, marine biologists.
Yeah, he's
All they care
Doing
about are
work.
shrimp and their 18 freaking retinas. I hate them for it.
disgusting.
I hate shrimp.
Mantis shrimp are
They're
very cool, though. I will
colors
admit.
than us.
Those fuckers. They think they're
What?
better than us.
Fun fact, my girlfriend, she's getting a bird. It's like one of those small pink ones.
She's getting.
She's getting a bird, right? Like a
Uh-huh.
pet bird, and it's one of those little pink ones. And she named it like she's gonna name it Ozzy, but like I've just decided that I'm gonna call it Shrimp from now on because it's the color of like
color of shrimp,
flamingos. Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna name him. I'm just gonna call him Shrimp, like out of defiance. She's like, no, his name's not Shrimp. I'm like, too bad. It's just Shrimp. So
Mm,
reminded
And
me
he'll
of
be
that.
shrimpy because he's small.
Exactly.
mm.
That's what I'm saying. I
Nice,
like
nice.
the name shrimp.
I like
Did we-
shrimp.
Wait, are you saying you do doing it because of the song or because of the color?
The
There's a
color.
song by like the Flamingo people that's just about shrimp. That was like a big meme a while back. Do you remember?
Oh,
No.
no.
Yeah. See, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I just do it because he's of the color.
Okay. Well, beyond that, sorry, I'm getting a little off track. The shrimp thing, blah blah blah. The Atham and Zin had a little bit of a moment, and then we came here to the house. Paula set up a nice interior for people to sleep in. Nobody took it but the church people, and he left. Cyril and Eb are sleeping outside under a tent thing, makeshift tent that I believe Eb put up. Um,
It's a cloak, but
it's a big
don't
cloak
worry.
tent.
It's a big cloak.
It's a
Big
big
cloak.
cloak. Atham is stalking the premises as a I guess a watchdog, and also helped out Zin, who was having a nightmare due to extraterrestrial force or extra planar forces.
God damn
And
aliens.
Eb, if we remember, was having a vision similar to what she had seen before in Truly and Newsanter before, seeing visions of the past, future, present, maybe, who knows? Or just completely batshit insane dreams, who knows? And last we left off, she was trailing in a crowd of what looked like pilgrims and I guess penitents, whatever you want to call them, monks, and was recently looked directly at by a giant of clad in armor. I believe was where we left off, correct? Atham?
Yes.
It turned to me and it said hello.
I believe so, yes. So I will
Yeah.
hand it back off to either one of you real quick. In this black and white era of room filled with a din of chanting and smell of incense, this beast of metal looks at you in the eye and
So the giants, almost 3 times your height. Armor, sort of a pearl white and midnight blue. He signals with his hand and his retinue. Shorter giants, but still almost twice your height. Move to surround the area you're standing in. They obviously can't see you because the circle isn't like perfectly centered on you, but they're stopping the mass of people from moving through you now. The giant kneels down so that you're almost at eye level and removes his helmet. Well, you definitely look like a demon, but who are you?
First, I have been called many things, and yes, demon was one of them, but it's not true.
Yes, I see now. Tiefling. All right. I'll ask again. Who are you, and how did you get here?
Well, my name is Eb, and I'm not exactly sure how I got here, but you seem to be the only person who can see and hear me.
The man has braided black hair and sort of pale blue eyes. He's gonna reach down and pick you up off the ground. I have a gift for such things, but it shouldn't be. Are you a ghost?
I think I'm dreaming. Or at least I was alive earlier today. I think I would know if I was dead.
Well, where are you from?
Cheersy.
Oh, okay. Well, you should be relatively nearby. Um, which imperial city do you hail from? I can return you to your body.
Or I could see what's going on here. I'm sure nothing's really happening at home. It's nighttime. What are you guys up to?
I am overseeing the defenses. Why? You shouldn't have been able to pierce the Imperial Sanctum.
Imperial
This-
Sanctum of... Oh, is this where the sealing ceremony's gonna be? Tomorrow? Today? Oh, is Lauren here? Oh my god, I forgot her name.
Lender.
Is Landor here? Yo,
Are you
Landor?
sure you're from Piercy?
Yes.
The Imperial Sanctum dominates half the continent.
I never said I knew geography.
It's a massive city fortress complex. How could you miss it? You would if
My schooling's kind of rickety. Great in some subjects, like murder, but others, not so much.
Right. Okay. Something weird's going on here. You don't recognize anything around here? None of the symbols?
I peek at the symbols again.
It's eagles, suns, shields. All wrought in gold.
Or I point out one of the golden suns and I go, I recognize that one. My friend goes around
None of the others.
handing them out. Well, I would say we're friends. He would definitely say we're friends. It's like a cool uncle, brother figure. He's my dad.
Right.
But don't tell him I said that.
Right. Okay. Walking around. Okay. This is all very confusing. You don't know what... do you know what the Empyrean is? Okay, alright.
Out of character, is this something I should know?
No, it's not. This is nothing you should do. This is... Yeah, no, nothing.
I was having a heart attack. I was like, oh my god, what did I miss?
No.
Yeah, confusion is the right response.
Are you living underground?
For a little bit, but that was like temporary.
Okay. I think I'm getting an idea here. What are the ruling nations of Tiercy, as far as you know? You can just give me a general idea. I think I can piece it together.
I come from Rhodia. There are...
Rhodia exists. Okay. All right. That narrows it down significantly. Has the Third Abyss War happened yet? I'm seeing a blank face. Okay. Right. Do you know what... Okay. Do you know a king? Any kings? I might be able to narrow it down based on dynasty.
Yeah. Landor's dad.
That would be King Gideon.
Yeah. No, I understand the...
No, I didn't know if she remembered the name. Okay.
I figured it was deliberate.
You know, Landor, really cool. She's got an accent. She's got little curved horns. Her dad,
Landor, that sounds Autonian.
He got mad when we trashed the palace with MacLeod.
Yes, cool.
Something
I believe
like gilded.
I believe she was the queen when the Imperium came to power, so that makes... she's the queen?
No.
Princess, okay. Well, you're a few thousand years in the future, young lady.
Noise.
So, you fell asleep, and now you're here?
I want to try calling Boris.
I don't. But Sean, does that work?
Yeah, that can work.
You can pop up in my dreams.
Yeah, we'll say you can
As
pop.
a spirit. I look around and I go, hang on one sec.
Okay.
Boris? And he appears.
Ghost doggy too, huh?
Just shows up. Yeah, just starts like
Romping around, jumping
accompanying you.
through people.
Right. Okay. Well, have you done anything like this before? Maybe I can narrow down why or how you're here then.
Yes. It's about my friend with the golden sun. I saw we were underground. Yeah. And there was a cavern with a giant painting of someone who looks a lot like him, and there were men like this, and I point to the apostles in the robes and stuff.
Okay. So, okay,
Oh my god,
well,
if I go in the room, is it gonna be the place?
well, okay, so I think, well, you mentioned him as your father. That's quite funny. Well, sister, I guess welcome to the Imperial Sanctum.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I give him a giant hug. Or I try to.
Yeah, you should sort of like phase through.
It's
Like,
so nice.
yeah, no, it's all right. He's a little bit. He looks a little bit awkward as you're like phasing through his shoulder.
Oh yeah. Forgot I can't hug him. I step back. Oh, right.
All right. Well, no, I appreciate the sentiment though. Well, if you're somehow tied to my father,
Is he here?
yeah, he's here. So okay, let's elaborate on your powers a bit more.
I
So-
feel like we should go see Atham. He knows more than I do.
Atham.
Is that
Okay.
not?
I-
One time he went by.
He'd have many names.
Tommy? Oh wait, no, that was his friend.
I think that was his friend. Currently, all he goes by is the Emperor.
That's stupid. I'm not gonna call him that.
You don't have to. I just call him Father.
Gonna, I don't think I can call him Dad. No, I'm just gonna call him Atham.
Right. Well, if you're okay, like I said, are there any other caveats to your power? Are they what's the basis of it? Is it like a divination thing? Is it some kind of time power?
I'm really good with ghosts.
You see his face sort of like drains of color for a second. Okay.
I pet Boris's head some more. I'm like, duh. Like, do you not? And ghost dog.
Right. Okay, ghosts. Well, we should go see my father now.
Fist bumps.
He signals to his retinue, and they form up behind him. Clear a path. We're making way to the throne room. And
Eb does not care about the church, so Eb is gonna bring up window.
I know that she's never gonna ask me. I'm just thinking, like, holy fuck, what's happening? Okay, continue.
All right. You proceed through the hallway. The walls are now surrounded by soldiers, and at the end is a large gate. Before it are standing two large war machines, draped in banners, scarred by ages of war.
Do they look newly used or rusted?
They are ancient. They're well maintained, but they are heavily used. At a signal from the giant, who you haven't asked his name yet. They let out a war horn, and the gates swing open.
Right, I should probably be like, so, bruh, what do I call you? I feel like bro is too much. brother.
Um,
No, I don't like that either.
My name is Enkidu, Archon of the 13th Legion, son of the Master of Mortal Kind, beloved by all.
I'm gonna call you Kidu, because I feel like that's easier.
He flashes a smile. This is acceptable.
Dope.
The room that you enter into is even larger than the one previous. The center is dominated by a massive pyramid, tall as a mountain inside of a building. It's a clockwork of machinery,
Is
ancient
it golden?
machinery. It is golden and iron.
Dope.
Um,
Eb is touching everything as they walk.
Would you mind if I interrupted for just a moment to have you roll a perception check for me, Eb?
Yes.
oh. What the fuck?
Shh.
Is it shit?
hell?
What the? What?
This is okay. Okay, so I could there's a
Giant
character in Final Fantasy, and then a minion, which is basically this chicken. So there's this whole like ongoing story quest of like Gilgamesh in Final Fantasy 14 and all through a lot of the Final Fantasy stuff. So there's this chicken that he gets after Enkidu dies, and he calls it Enkidu, and it's this green chicken. So that's all I
Well,
can picture once you said the name.
I can safely say
I
I
know
did
the, like,
not
lore.
name him after the chicken.
I know that. I know it's like named after the like, historical like mythological characters. But
I can't.
she
Sorry.
gives-
It's okay. Tell you what, don't
Maybe
even worry
I'll
about it.
roll
Actually,
here
what
so I can just randomly roll, but I can't get my added. I feel like it's like
it's okay. Don't worry about it. What did you roll? I don't want to take.
I rolled a 10.
A 10. Cameron, the door. You guys already went through the doors, kind of, and are they closing behind you?
Yeah, I'll say there.
You kind of hear a weird noise of like commotion behind you, Eb, and if you look behind you, you can see that there is a tall, kind of wiry, beautiful man with long black hair and dark features in a sort of navy blue robe that seems to be in a great amount of distress. And he grabs one of the nearby pilgrims and starts shaking him, who's like he's like half of his height, the pilgrim to the man, and he says, "This isn't what he wants. He's not a god. He's not a god." And you can see that he starts to violently injure the man, and the guards start to move in on him, and he runs away. And
Kidu notices the situation as well, and sort of his eyes are kind of glazed over as he's watching this, sort of deep in thought.
Eb notes that away. Does she recognize anything about the wiry, long-haired man, or no?
he looks very familiar to you, but maybe you can't exactly place where.
Okay.
The Sean, do you still have that artwork that I had of the pyramid?
Yes.
Mhm.
You can keep doing that. I'll put it in the chat
Yeah.
when I find it.
The so around the base of the pyramid is even more people. These ones look a lot more official. And now, in addition to like the regular soldiery that you've been seeing so far, there are golden sentinels, giants almost as big as Enkidu himself, clad in all of them unique golden armors and holding weapons. None of them are even close to looking similar. They're all exquisitely crafted, and they're standing in dead silence, unmoving as the people swirl around them. They are mostly on a walkway up the pyramid, disappearing sort of out of sight almost as it reaches the top, where
Damn, pyramid.
at the peak of the pyramid, as mentioned in that image there, The wires sort of converge on a bright golden light that is what is lighting up the entire room with almost daylight. It's too bright to look at the top of the pyramid right now.
I'm resisting the urge to cast darkness so that I can walk through this better, and instead I will dream conjure up / use my ring of weaving if I can't dream conjure up some sunglasses to put on.
Enkidu slaps his helmet on. We shall make the ascent.
I was like making him a pair and I see him put on his helmet, so I like hastily shove just some empty frames in my pocket. I was like, oh yeah, cool. Okay, yeah.
All right. The retinue stays behind as Enkidu starts making his way up the stairs.
I'm imagining this Ebb's kind of floating above the stairs. Like she's going at the same pace, but she's just like...
As you ascend the staircase, the warriors, you begin to notice the heat is building, and it is clearly affecting the warriors that you're passing. Their armor is blackened. Sorry?
I'm resistant to fire, so...
Oh, you're a ghost. You're fine.
Oh, yeah.
Enkidu is, you see some, like, scorch marks on his armor start to form, but he's keeping moving on. But the warriors, who have clearly been there for much longer, you can see it is starting to affect them. Their armor is melting on them as they stand there. And becomes more grim the higher up you go. Near the top, some of them are barely able to stand, propping themselves up on their own weapons, some even impaling themselves just to keep standing.
Should I be, like, worried about these guys? I feel like it's a...
They are here to protect my father. They volunteered for this post. None of them would dare leave.
Well, okay.
Now you're reaching the top of the pyramid and the light is blinding. Enkidu stops as you're about to reach sort of the entrance to the alcove that the light is emanating from. His armor is pretty much scorched black at this point. And you can see evidence of, like, some of it is starting to melt slightly. I can go no further. Inside, there should be a pocket of reality that is stable. Goodbye, sister.
I raise my hand up because I can't hug him. And I say, bye, kiddo.
He slams his fist into his chest. Av Imperator, and he turns and walks down.
Apples and pears. I was trying to mimic it. She didn't catch it. And I turn and I walk into the blinding room.
All right. Immediately as you pass through the entrance, the light disappears, and you're in a sort of a black void inside of a dusty room.
I whip off my shades, real dramatic like.
Entombed upon a massive golden throne is a emaciated corpse with long black hair.
. Come on, man.
He did.
It stirs, and its golden eyes open and look down upon you. A dozen voices, sort of like Morcello's, but inverted. Instead of all speaking as one, it's one speaking as many. Weapon, fool, ebb, daughter, welcome.
Those are some cool adjectives. And daughter.
The voices you hear are just sort of pull together, centering around the word ebb.
Ebb. Hey. Hey, Atham. What you doing? Just sitting there. You getting enough sunlight and food? And also, it's been like 1,000 years apparently?
Tens of thousands.
And you're just chilling? Cool, 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 cool. Cool.
I read from Enkidu's mind what he knows. I am still unclear as how you are here.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented. But I can guess. If you are, your power is based on ghosts, and there's only one ghost powerful enough to pull you this far into the future at this point.
Me?
I think you're here to watch me die.
No,
What have you done?
Atham. But you've been here since the beginning.
More or less. But forces are arrayed against me now. What do you know of what's going on?
I know that the Imperial Fortress Empire covers half of Tiersea, and that there are guys melting outside your doorway, and that Kiru is my brother. And the world
Yes.
seems a lot different.
Very. The Imperium is an empire of a million worlds. We have managed to unify our universe against the horrors that seek to engulf it and destroy it. And now we're at the end. We have failed.
So,
You saw the pilgrims outside, did you not?
yes. And they're the same ones from the Underdark.
I wish they were. That would make things so much simpler. Here, he can't reach out a hand, but you can feel a magical pressure reaching out to you.
I reach out a hand, and I
Yeah.
step closer.
You're now standing on the parapets of a golden fortress surrounding a galaxy. Atham is standing there now. He's looking more human. He's wearing golden armor. There's a flaming aura behind his head. But he looks battered. Behind the fortress of the galaxy, on the other side, you can see legions of amorphous creatures, demons, angels, other horrors from beyond the stars, clawing at the fortress. Behind, from the galaxy, there is an emanating pressure. And you can hear the chants of worshippers. Each side is pressing ever harder upon the fortress. We were undone. He's Atham speaking now. The Imperium unified mortal kind, brought peace to a million worlds, saved countless trillions, and then, with the help of a brilliant scientist, we tried to reach out to make peace with those beyond. You see it's like sort of like stick figure vision playing out in your head as this is happening, where a black figure is reaching out a helping hand to a group of angels and demons. We granted them the one thing they lacked, which was true self-awareness. The creatures from beyond are more like fire than creatures. They act only upon their impulses. We sought to change that, help them understand. And in return, they destroyed him. Atham's silent for a second. They took their awareness. They took the gift we gave them, the open hand, the peaceful offering, and threw it and turned it into a weapon. Now the gods are all aware, They're trying to kill us, and they've gone crafty. The worshippers you saw are part of a cult known as the Emperor Ascendant. Started, well, on Tiercy many thousands of years ago. Its roots were the ruined foundation of an old church of Tiercy that was turned into a weapon for the gods. And now they seek to raise me up as a god, one of the many that is assaulting this world now. And there's very little I can do to stop it.
So if you die, it doesn't mean the parapets go away, but it means you join the other side.
Yes, divinity is the greatest trap ever laid by this universe. You see another vision, a barbarian king and queen bringing worshippers to their side. The one is raised up to the moon and becomes joined to it, and then is violently disappeared. There is no mortal kind cannot survive the transition to divinity. Nothing remains of the original. Were I to truly become a god, there would be nothing left of who I am. Only a shell, a face. And the parapets would hold for some time, but then they would fail. Because, and now the vision zooms out farther, and you see the galaxy is itself intertwined, mixed in with the gods, rolling on the back of a great beast.
Atham, I'm sorry, I can't help you pass over if you're just going to become something you don't want to be.
Oh, no, I agree. But he's gonna look down the galaxy. I'm being pulled in two ways. On one side, the worshippers push me out. On the other, the gods pull. I haven't had any choice in the matter, and with my disappearance, because of my failure, this world, this universe, is going to die. Although your presence makes me a little bit hopeful, because I'm pretty sure a future scene won't come to pass. So we might be able to avoid all this. That's
Or,
nice.
alternative plan, we get your worshippers to hate you so they don't want to deify you.
Oh, I tried that. I tried that a lot. And you see visions of worlds exploding.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
You have to remember, this cult did not form on its own. It is, every god is pouring their energy into it. Every god is working to engineer it. The situation is, frankly, a little hopeless. But there are numerous ways we could have avoided this. Frankly, most of them are beyond your control, but I'm hoping, and he's going to look around, and then he spots something. And as you turn, you see a golden eye blinks out from existence. Someone else should be listening in.
Two Athams in my dream?
Well, probably your Atham. I'm paranoid. Believe me, he's probably just worried you're under some kind of spiritual attack.
Eh. Good to know he worries.
Yes. Hmm. I think I sort of covered everything. Sean, do you want me to wrap up now?
What do I have to avoid?
Well, that's for Atham to know. He'll honestly, best you could do would be to trying to find something I can give you. Well, just I can feel your mind. You don't want to be controlled, and you shouldn't be. This is not your responsibility to bear. And honestly, just by coming here is enormous work for the cause. Um, he's going to be silent for a second, and you can see he's sort of starting to flicker a bit. Well, why don't you tell me what you want, Eb? What do you want the future to be?
Well, if I can avoid this, and I gesture to the boiling darkness of rage outside the golden boundary, I think that would be pretty good.
Yeah, that would be. But I mean, more specifically, what what do you what do you want? Just indulge me. I've not got a lot of time left. I just want to have a normal conversation for once.
I want to keep people like me safe. And I don't want to lose all of my friends after this. I I like having people around that I like most of the time.
Well, a worthy goal.
I don't want to kill my dad.
Ah, now that is spicy.
Ah, he deserves it.
Hmm. From what I'm reading, yes, I would agree. I forget exactly how I dealt with the Black Hand in this reality. I have a feeling I probably just sent soldiers.
Ah, that's not personal enough.
Whoa.
An empire rarely is.
How are Zin and Cyril? What happened? What happens to them? What happens with them?
You see, he's trying to collect himself, and there's like bits are sort of like fizzing off him. I, I'll be honest. Most of what I'm talking to you about, I'm just reading from your mind.
Oh,
I'm, I'm heavily fragmented. I'm sure you've seen Atham in your time gather pieces of himself.
Eb has one of those flashback scenes in her head. She's like, huh. Oh.
To,
Oh.
to delay the inevitable, I fragmented myself even further. That's why you heard what you did at the start. Um, just sort of stabilize. So my memory, it's probably around here somewhere. There's probably a hint of what happens to everyone. But there's also a good chance this future is entirely different from your reality. Maybe it diverged a long time ago.
Yeah.
There's no telling.
You're right. I don't want to know. I want it to happen naturally. I could win so many
Yeah.
bets.
To be honest, if you did know, it might not happen.
Damn. It's the nature of gambling.
Yep.
I mean, life. Sorry, what?
Well, that's kind of both. This whole thing, and he sweeps his hand out over the galaxy. This whole thing was a bit of a gamble. Fighting the literal gods of reality and reality itself, he motions to the great beast that's churning away underneath the galaxy. Gravity is a little bitch of a god.
Ebb waves.
No, don't acknowledge him. He's a prick.
Cool. Tempting
Almost as
to.
much as time. Oh, thankfully, time's woken up yet. So, here's a little spoiler for you. A lot of it rests on those two not waking up. We can deal with the rest of this. You saw Enkidu, and Enkidu and his brothers are geniuses in the art of war. He mentioned he was number 13, didn't he?
Wow, I really thought he meant 13th of his name. Did you give them all the same name?
No, they're spoilers. I definitely want that to come to pass, so I'm not going to tell you too much about that. You'll have to ask your Atham about that.
Ooh. Maybe I will. But then it might not happen. Damn. So many
Well,
rules.
he already has the idea, so telling him the idea won't change anything.
Dope.
Right.
Cool.
Well, he's going to
yeah.
look down his hand, which is starting to become a bit more translucent.
I have a request. Can we have them go back into the room so Eb can do a little thing right before she disappears?
Sure. Yeah, you're back in the throne room. The emaciated corpse is standing there, filled with wires attached to the great machine.
Eb puts her hand up like she's trying to pat Atham's arm or something, and it's like, "Goodbye. I guess I hope I don't meet you again." And then she whips out her sleeve, puts them on, and walks out. And so she walks out and looks really badass to all of the guards who are burning, except no one can see her. But walks out of the blinding
As
sun.
you do so, the light behind you starts to fade. But in your mind's eye, you see a golden comet lift off from the galaxy and start hurtling towards the mass of angels and demons. And then blinding golden light engulfs everything as an explosion rocks the astral. All right, Sean, back to you.
And
Finally, he's dead.
Finally!
the reign of Atham is over.
Oh, thank God! I can finally deal with it. Oh,
We can
so
wait.
easy.
Goodbye, Atham.
Good. Oh, he's really not coming back. Yay! All right.
Yeah,
this
he's
round-
gone.
he's
Cameron.
probably
died,
laughing. Yeah, he's probably laughing too hard. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God. Yeah, he said something.
Can you pass me my hoodie?
Yeah. So long. Farewell.
I mean, he said goodbye. All right. Then you feel yourself leaving that reality and are rocketed back kind of through space and time on this blast of golden light, and you can slowly see as you get more and more distance the singularity that everything starts to implode in on of where you left, and light becomes more and more pronounced and brighter until at a certain point it hits that crescendo where it starts to implode in on itself. And from that galaxy, you can kind of see what looks to be some kind of giant skeleton try to emerge as if being born from that explosion, wreathed in gold and laurels, but it looks like a monster, and you slowly lose vision of it. But with that, you kind of return to your main body, And I guess with that, everybody has kind of gone through the cold night, and now it's early morning. And I'll say you're the first to wake up, Eb. Like from that kind of nightmare vision, you kind of awake with a start, and like just maybe take me through what Eb's feelings on what's going on here.
Eb is shaken because she's pretty sure she just saw Atham die, but she might be able to keep Atham from dying, so that might not even have happened. But also the fact that if it did happen, she went tens of thousands of years into the future, and Eb is not like that coherent with time, so that's a big time. And also
is
she's still wearing the sunglasses because she conjured them, and there's an empty pair of frames in her pocket. And I want to think maybe Eb is contemplative, so she like gets out of the tent and watches the sunrise because she's up that early.
Yes, yes.
She like looks over at Cyril, like looks, I don't know, can tell the others are in the house and are okay, and then like contemplates the sunrise and chills with Boris.
You're there petting Boris, and in his ethereal form, or he kind of mixes with the morning mist and dew, and you're surrounded by this as the light kind of cuts through and warms you through the cold misting. And it all seems quite poetic, doesn't it? The sun there to again as it just kind of exploded in the other reality in more ways than one, showering you with warmth, and there again. And maybe Eb realizes that she takes certain things for granted, like the sun actually coming up every morning. But I want you to roll me. Well,
It's up. My Wi-Fi's back now, so I can do the
okay.
thing.
If you want to just roll me an insight check, real quick.
13.
So I will say that I think Eb is smart enough to realize that what she saw was a potential future. It's not a set in stone or the only future. Um, in this isn't something mentioned a lot, and I'll let you guys figure out what your characters um, think about it. But I have been writing on this recently. Is that in Tier C, magic for predicting the future is exceedingly rare, and anything that has the power of prophecy is like one of the most ironclad things in Tier C. It's actually very, very powerful. Um, and so there's not a lot of like those time wizards or whatnot classes that you might see in other D&D campaigns. So if this was actual prophecy, there would be almost no way to change it. But this was something kind of different, where you just saw a potential future, similar to what happened in Truly and what happened in New Xanter, when you saw the past, in this time you saw the future, a future. So for all we know, maybe Atham dies by eating a bad sandwich one day, or
Fucking trips and like falls off the curb.
yeah, exactly. So there's many different ways something else could happen, given your all of your guys'
I
different
think we
powers
just
with
gotta
death.
kill Atham now.
You didn't see this. This is
I
why I
know,
like.
no, Zin doesn't know. I'm just saying
Yeah,
as Soph. Just
I
we just
do.
gotta kill Atham now.
I do
God
like the
damn
whole
it.
recording thing, because it does help you guys be a little bit more. Not saying you're not genuine, but like it does help with the surprises and the reveals sometimes being a little bit more like, oh, I actually didn't know what the fuck was going on. So, although the only one we've really had is you getting your face doodled on before you showed up. So
That was a great moment.
yeah, see exactly.
No, with this, it's not gonna do anything, but also like
Bites cookie.
Plain Cookie. Which, speaking of,
who
why don't we
doesn't know?
have?
Who does not know?
I have no idea what she is.
I don't know what that was.
I'm sorry, I was eating cookie.
Oh my god. Atham, we're going to say that you stumble upon Eb on her morning routine, because you're up just walking around, I guess.
Yeah, and like I hinted, he was peeking in a bit after Zin's fiasco. Just checking on in. You're up early.
Awesome. Yeah. I slept weird.
Can I have my cloak back?
Oh, Cyril's still sleeping under it, so like when he wakes
Fair
up,
enough.
yeah.
Sure.
But it's you don't need it now.
Very true. Right. So, any questions?
Do you ever take the form of a giant golden eye and spy on people's dreams?
Spy is a very loaded term.
But you are. Okay.
I did check it. There was. Zin will bring you up on the specifics later, but there was a spiritual attack tonight that we dealt with. So I did come and check up.
And did you hear the conversation?
A little bit. I got shunted out pretty quickly by other me.
Cool. Just seems important that you knew. And just the one question. Kiddo. 13? 13?
20 actually.
And they all have such long names. Oh, we have a washing machine. And the washing machine was out of game. My sister is here.
That was an odd bit of a war to add.
Hey, do you have a
We
washing?
have a washing machine.
Atham canonically in this future reality had a washing machine.
Of course.
Canonically, there was one that was
There's like
on
there's a
the
one like
parapet
in,
with us. It was
there's
the
like
two
the-
of us, like ghostly holding hands, and then a glowing golden washing machine, just like
What
off
do you
to the
think? You think that massive pyramid of machinery didn't have like amenities in it?
yeah, exactly.
side. Yeah, there were washing machines somewhere.
I mean, he got no clothes to wash. He's kind of like
that's fair. He's a
you
little
know,
like
like a fucking log,
Maybe
but you
summer
know.
washes. Is that a thing?
Probably.
Did they have no
Mm.
Do they have a sharpener?
No,
There's one more shelf above. I think it's a real little one.
this one, yeah. They have knives, but like just butter knives.
Okay.
There's a pizza cutter.
So he's trying to figure out how to cut the cheese.
Ooh, you just gotta go.
Ooh.
Fart joke.
We were all
Fart
thinking
joke.
it. She had the bravery to say it.
I had to
I
say
gotta
it.
respect.
I had
Yeah.
to say it. It's a funny little fart joke.
Precisely. Soph gets it.
Yeah,
Soph and
exactly.
her one boys.
We're gonna have to cut this out.
Handshake. No, what?
Oh my
Firm
god, I forgot
handshake.
you.
Firm handshake.
Oh my god. All right. We're gonna go over to I want to hear from Zin. Zin
Yay!
had a tough night. I don't know. Did he cry in his sleep? What was the deal here? Like what does he wake like? What does it look like?
He wakes up in a cold sweat. I mean, he's like it almost like drenched. It's kind of nasty. He just kind of wakes up like his eyes open and he's just kind of laying there. You know, it's like that feeling where you're just like in a cold sweat and you're like kind of like sticky and gross and you're just like ugh. And he's just kind of he lies there for a sec. Like what the fuck? He's still a little bit contemplating all of that. He feels very like in a way like attacked, annoyed, and like he feels like he was like what's the word? Like
Harassed?
yeah, he feels like he was harassed. He feels like he was like when someone like when you're vulnerable and someone like goes in, they just like you know, what's the word?
I wanted to do you think he remembers everything perfectly?
Oh. He probably remembers most of it, at least the very important things that happen. Like, he's not gonna remember, like, every single person and every single time he had in that, like, had to sit in the chair in the early part of the dream,
Mhm.
but he does remember the, like, obscene carnage and whatever the fuck thing that, like, fucked with his, like, you know, the hooded figure, um,
And what about what?
and everything that happened with Cyril, and even Atham coming in, but
For reference to Greece,
Oh, I've been watching the memes. I know what's going on.
okay, all right. You
yeah.
said who? I thought you were asking.
I gave a very succinct chapter summary.
Uh-huh.
I made
I-
the bet. Yeah, actually, that was a really good meme. That kind of really explained it all. The episode recap.
Well, that's what I was going to ask though. Is how do you think you remember your little emotional moment with Cyril there? That's what we're all. That's what the fans
That's-
are waiting for.
That's the juice. The
Is
the
meaty
fruit.
bit.
Fruit,
The fruitiness.
the meat of the problem.
He remembers all of it.
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
can't
he
eat it.
knows that happened, and it's going to sit with him.
Like cut it off.
He might even be a little embarrassed,
Because it's like a second skin. So like you might need to make a cut into it, but you can just pull the thing off.
but yeah.
Maybe you can eat it. I know when you cook it, you take it off.
Ed and Cyril in the background talking about breakfast.
So true.
Oh.
That's how we're
It's
going to explain it
pancake.
canonically.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, that'd be fun.
canonical thing.
You, Atham will see. Cyril wakes up and he's like, I haven't had baked brie in so long.
That's the first thing he thinks of.
Oh, what? Oh,
Yes, yes, it is.
well, he was having his own dream too. He was having his own dream
About Bree.
Well,
about brie. He's like, oh man, I missed those
does he
breakfast
not
brie.
remember anything?
I'm gonna have you roll me a wisdom saving throw, and I'll roll one for Cyril.
Oh my fucking god! Then what was the reason?
What do you mean? What was the reason?
If Cyril
Entertainment.
forgets everything,
Ooh,
that's just like a dick move, man. Where'd I put my dice?
maybe I got frustrated. Maybe I've turned evil in my old age, where it's you didn't want to
Your
have
old
progress.
age? What?
You didn't want progress, so now I'm forbidding it. We're gonna do that anime
I was
bullshit.
making it a slow burn.
We're gonna make that anime bullshit wherever you guys are about to kiss or whatever, there's gonna be like a phone that rings or something like that, and or they forget, or there's some kind of misunderstanding where Cyril's
Okay,
hanging out
fine.
with a
I
childhood
got
friend.
wisdom saving throw. Fine. Dirty 20, bitch.
Oh, that hurts my feelings. Well, I'll say Cyril didn't roll well, but I'll say that he remembers, but it's just going to take him a bit to kind of like because it's still jarring. I mean, whenever you have
Okay.
a memory from a sleep, even if it's like or from sleeping, it's even if it's a very vivid dream, it can be kind of like weird and out of place and out of order. So it's going to take you a while to collect your thoughts. But seems Zin. This actually is interesting. Yeah, for one, Sin's going to be the person who has all of the emotional cards to deal, and is going to have to figure out when and how to deal them.
He doesn't know how to deal with that. That's the problem.
Well, he's got to learn. Let the boy learn,
Let the boy learn.
like I learned. So you
Learn
wake
how to
up.
cry, bitch.
Jesus.
Boy should cry.
Oh my god.
What?
Atham,
It's like boys don't cry, but boys should cry.
could cry. Yeah.
Let your emotions out, man.
No,
Don't
just
bottle
one
that shit up.
manly tear.
Dear. Yeah, that's all we're
Dude,
allowed.
crying's so manly.
Oh my god. All right, Zin, or Atham, you see Cyril waking up, and he starts to take down your cloak, and he's like, "Oh, medium, I guess. Is anybody else
Yep.
in the mood for breakfast cheese, or is that just me?"
Huh. Sure. Let's see. Let's see in the house if there's some. I didn't pack any.
All right, that works. He gives you back your cloak. He's like, "Thank you very much for lending it. It's been a while since I've camped out."
Yes. Lended.
Yeah, yeah, that's an interesting way to say that word. Anyway,
Yes.
Ab, how did you sleep? Yes, that's you.
You're Eb.
I had a good dream, a weird dream, but a good dream.
Oh, good. Yeah, mine's a little jumbled. It's gonna take me a bit to get it all together. You guys smell coffee wafting out from the house. And if you go downstairs, you'll see that Lear seems to have been up for a bit and is already making another pot of coffee and seems to have already had one of his had
Yeah.
one entire pot to himself earlier.
He's a caffeine addict. um. Okay, so Zin walking downstairs. That I like to think that after Zin got up, he's like, he's feeling like kind of gross and whatever, and kind of like his hair's a little askew. So once he sees like Lear down there, he kind of just like pats it back and tries to like, not look like a total mess that just had a really bad night. Um. And he just he walks down.
He's like, well, Lear looks over and he's like, all right, did you sleep all right? I got a pot on for you whenever you're ready. We should probably head out as soon as possible. And then everybody else from the outside kind of walks into the cold downstairs. Eb, I want you to roll me a perception check, real quick.
Ho ho ho! Oh, I thought it was an at one.
That is
Hello.
a nat one.
No, it's not. It's
Yep.
a 7 plus insight, right? Or investigation.
Perception. So
Oh, even better. Wonderful. God, why am I so dumb right now? 15.
oh, you have a high perception. Okay.
Yeah, whoa.
So
For all that class and stuff I do.
you look around and it's the house is in disrepair. It hasn't been occupied for probably 15 to 18-ish years. A little bit under 20, most likely. Looks like a family used to live here. There's like a couch and some toys and whatnot around. There's the remnants of a cradle in one edge, but pretty much everything looks fine, dusted over and rotting. But the stove, the metal like wood stove or wood furnace stove that Lear is using is still in decent working condition, and he seems to be making a good pot of coffee on it. Do you think that Eb, with her addiction to Monster Energy, or sorry, not Monster Energy, Chain Lightning, completely distinct IP, patent pending,
Don't sue.
would
Don't
be
sue a
into coffee?
sponsor.
Please don't sue us, Monster. Sponsor us, actually. We could use some shirts
Yeah.
and
You can
merch.
make a flavor. We'll let you use the name Chain Lightning.
Yes,
Yeah. Make a
magnanimously
chain lightning
let it.
flavor.
How do you think
Yeah,
Eb feels about it?
I feel like Eb does the cartoon, sniffs the pie on the windowsill and like floats towards it. She can like smell the caffeine. So she heads over to
Lear
Lear.
turns around and is like, demon! And starts.
And she kind of like creeps up and like stands like kind of next to him, kind of behind him, and is like, "What's that?"
Got games on your phone.
You got games on your phone?
Lear's gonna look behind him and be like, it's coffee. Have you ever?
Eb is like salivating, like doing the little like puppy dog thing where she's like,
Oh, that is unsanitary. Here, look, I'll make a deal with you. If I give you a cup, will you not drool on me?
Eb nods a lot, the drool sways, and then she just
Lear pours Eb a mug of hot coffee from his pot and gives it to her with like a look of disdain. Black, with no sugar or milk or anything like
Ab takes a giant sip and immediately is like, so good. And she walks over to the milk and the sugar. She's like, yeah, I love it. Good, great.
Does anybody else partake before listen? I want to know how much sugar and milk Eb likes in her coffee. I'm curious.
Can I roll? I want to say this is
Sure.
Eb's first time drinking coffee, so she has no idea what she's doing.
Roll medicine.
Oh my god, I did get a nat 1. I have 0 to medicine. So.
All right, so I'm guessing that she's gonna. I don't know. What does she do? Like, and like we'll say it's like a massive overcorrection in terms of like it's really bitter right now. So what do you think she's gonna do to
I
like
think she
correct?
pours in like half the thing of sugar. Like it becomes syrupy.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
She's like, oh, so much better. Or maybe she goes to put in a regular amount of sugar and accidentally pours in salt.
Oh.
No, it's way too much sugar. Yeah,
You
way too much
pile
sugar.
on the sugar, and it just looks like it's like a mound of sugar in your coffee to the point where it almost looks like it's turning to like a kind of syrupy drink.
Oh.
Do you put any milk in as well?
No milk. Eb doesn't trust it.
Oh my
We
God.
saw Zin get it at a bar once, and it got knocked all over him by a kobold. And it was the same
That
one
was
who touched
terrifying.
fingers with Eb when they went to go for the same coin. It's too much. Milk is traumatic.
Yeah, the milk kobold has traumatized 2 out of 3 members of this group.
Dude.
I gotta love that.
No more milk.
A necessary part of the recap. The first episode.
No, I'll put that in the
making a
recap.
Back,
You drink it, and it basically tastes like you're drinking like almost like a flat soda level of sweetness, with a hint of like chocolate coffee flavor at the end. But you're starting to get hyper too. Like this is hitting that caffeine addiction part of yourself that you're starting to get into it toward the end there.
I think Eb cracks open a chain lightning 2 on the side so she can like pound. She likes the sugar, but the taste is too bad. She's got to chase it with something good.
This is I know that's probably not written in any of the books, but that does look like heresy to me.
Eb goes, if this is heresy, I don't know if I want to be, like this is my type of heresy or something like that. If this is heresy, this is the religion I want to be a part of.
I don't want to be holy, maybe, or something.
Yeah, if this is heresy, I don't want to be. I don't know.
I think it'd be funny
She
if
says to the church man.
I think it'd be funny if all of the stumbling of Reese trying to figure out the words is what M says. She says, I'm trying I don't think
I feel like
I was
like
trying
a
to say like a cool one-liner, but kept stumbling over the words. Like I would, if you.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think we've concurred that everything I say out of character is actually in character.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to partake in any of the coffee or anything? But Lear's gonna say, like, as he's like somewhat reaching for his sickle to like contemplating if he's gonna strike this child or not. He's like, I suggest we get on the road immediately.
Yeah.
Apple's just gonna pour himself some coffee as well. Yep, agreed.
Does Atham have a to-go cup and is it monogrammed?
Oh wait, what?
Does Atham have a to-go cup and is it monogrammed?
Monogram? What is? I don't know what that means.
Like his name, his initials, his monogram.
Oh, yes, sure, yeah. I've never heard the word monogram before for that. I'm a physics major. I don't know the English language.
Oh,
Yeah.
read a book.
It would be interesting if it was one of those like soccer mom like ceramic to go cups, you know what I mean? That has
Yeah.
like the
That's what I was
plastic rubber
picturing.
lid, yeah. I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, so like halfway between that is something that looks like it's from ancient Egypt. So we're halfway between those.
Yeah, it looks like one of those
Like
old
a
ceramic
Pokemon
pots.
tankard.
It glows a little bit.
It's a
Of
ceramic.
course.
It's a ceramic pot kind of a thing, but instead of like the rubber like holder and top, it's like wicker instead or something like that.
It's a giant amphora. Not even a cup, it's an amphora that he lugs behind him all day.
Yeah,
I put it in my cloak.
it's
of
a big
course.
cloak.
It's a big one.
It's
a
all
big
for
cloak.
it's all for aesthetics.
Damn, we don't have It's a Big Cloak recorded either.
Oh my god, we don't.
That was the
It's,
best one.
that
And
was
the bridge.
greatest.
And the bridge. Oh my god, and our troll who became a shipping magnet.
Oh, I'm sure we'll see.
We'll see them
Drop.
again,
Gorg.
and
Yeah.
I mean,
Gorg, yeah.
listen, it lives on in our memory, which is the most precious thing.
Yeah, and in the recap.
Whenever
Yes,
when
well,
the school semester ends, we're all going to do our recap because we need to get that fucking done. And
Yeah.
which is probably not going to work until Max is done with his school. Anyway, so you guys all get out on the road. You all start trotting along. I guess just how does everybody like? Cyril seems to be kind of lost in thought a little bit here. What does anybody want to take this time? It's going to be about a day's ride ish, like maybe like half a day's ride if you want to be technical, from like morning to night, to get back to New Xanter.
I feel like Zin is going to do that thing where he kind of wants someone to ask him about his night or just something, but he's too stubborn to actually like he doesn't know how to go up to someone like Atham or especially definitely not Cyril and like say anything about he's pretending nothing happened despite how it's like quite literally he's thinking about it constantly and just doesn't really understand what the fuck that thing was. Maybe he's gonna sit there on his horse or whatever the fuck he's riding and like think for a second, but maybe he'll go to Atham. I don't know. He's quite confused.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sure. So that was about riding along. So, bad dream, huh?
I was thinking of Zit just going like staring forward, being like, I never want to sleep again. There's like dead man, like
Well, that requires a lot of psionic discipline, which takes a while to get accustomed to. So I would not recommend it.
I was trying to make a joke.
I think I was as well. I got kind of lost in the explanation there. So, okay, actual question. Why didn't your co-pilot help out?
He kinda is that not even around okay. He's kinda gonna shoot him a bit of a glare and be like, I don't know. What was that thing, anyways?
Oh, that. I guess you haven't met him. Just a demon, shadow demon. Yeah, nothing too complicated beyond that, really. You don't have to roll insight on that. Atham is like kind of obfuscating the truth there a bit.
I mean, Sid's gonna be like, oh, demon, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sid's gonna kind of be like, I think a mere demon weasel makes no sense. It's gonna like,
Well, not mere demon. Powerful demon, granted, but a demon nonetheless. Yeah, very unsettling that it was able to reach us here. which means we should be more on guard for the sealing ceremony. I'm still a little confused how I was able to bring Cyril in there.
Sin's gonna try and like not like say anything to that point. He's gonna almost like avert his eyes from Atham. Just pretend that he doesn't
La la la, not listening.
la 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 listening, la la la. Like he's just gonna be like Atham says it, he's gonna be like on a horse. Like he just turns to look forward. He's gonna pretend.
Actually, I'm gonna go ask him about that quickly. He's gonna
No,
fall the horse back. I'll be back in a second. Hold up. It's gonna fall back behind Cyril.
Sin goes
so-
like, oh no, just at the last second, but then he gives up. Just
I was gonna pull up beside Cyril. So what do you remember from last night? You popped into Zin's head. Do you know how you got there?
He's gonna you're gonna pull him out of a deep thought. He's like, "What? Wait, you remember that too?"
I'm a bit more of a lucid dreamer.
Oh, okay, all right. So that was real. Well, I guess that was or that happened. I don't know. No, I won't pedantics. The Cyril's gonna look over and he's like, I was dreaming. I was having a nightmare actually, and I just remember that there was a snap of a finger and I got transported into a castle where we saw each other, and then Zin and I talked and you chased that thing that was there. I don't remember much else, but just yeah, it's
Right.
there's my
Okay.
memory gets a little hazy the more I try and think of that thing.
Right. Okay. Well, I probably okay. So it's just got the power to do that then. Worrying. All right. Well, that was sort of it. Unless you can remember anything else beyond that. Did anything happen when I went off to chase that thing? I didn't really check back in.
Yeah, a little fuzzy on that. Nothing important. At least not in terms of. Well, no, we talked about this before. I can mention it. Yes, Reese.
Can I request a persuasion performance by Cyril for that? Like, how much is he blushing?
A persuasion performance. Oh,
Like how
performance
how
check.
persuasive was he to Atham saying that?
yeah, performance check.
Oh, I'll roll a blush roll.
Ev just come in, roll a blush roll.
Roll. Guys, you all have a thing with your god complex. Eb has a DM complex.
Oh shit.
Eb
Oh,
has
shit.
a everything to lovers complex. Doesn't enemies, friends, lovers
Who-
to lovers.
Lovers to lovers.
That's a bit of a
It's so true.
short story motif.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't like who doesn't love a little romance?
Nothing will
I love
satisfy her
love, what can
hunger.
I say?
Who doesn't love a little some like
So,
little
Little
subplot,
romance.
little romantic subplot.
a little B plot action.
I don't. It disgusts me. I hate
Oh,
love. All right. For reference, though, going back to playing the brushing
Brushing?
groom here.
He's brushing.
Cyril blushing, not brushing. If I said brushing, I apologize. He starts like a little bit, like a little rosiness, but nothing like too intense. He doesn't go beet red. And he's like, we had a heart to heart. I'm hoping no magic was involved in that or no special powers, but I think I think I got through to him. But now he's also giving me the whole silent treatment, so I don't know what's up.
I think I've got a pretty good beat on Zin, and that surprises you?
No, well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's like, 1 second it's a complete revelation, the other second it's back to the old norm. It's like it's just back and forth, if you know what I mean. Like it's one thing if it's one way, but if it's another thing if it goes to one way new and then one way old, it's you understand. I'm just saying I'm trying to think about it to make sure I understand properly.
Well, I think this is a pretty classic case of change isn't instantaneous.
Well, that's true. But yeah, just trying to. I mean, okay, look, not all of us have a supercomputer in our head. Some people need time to process. This was a big night for me. It was a big night,
Okay.
Atham.
All right. Okay. All right. Processing. All right.
It's
Understood.
basically like have you ever read, I'm sure we've all gone to the romance section of the library. You know that the whole one bed trope. I mean, last night it was basically like there was a one dream trope, which is like a whole crazy different. This is I haven't studied this. Okay, I need to go and check out the library when we get back to New Zealand.
Right. Okay.
Either that or I need to
Cool.
write a book. I could make a lot of money. Like
Mm.
you can tell that Cyril is kind of like not messing with you, but trying to obfuscate from like
Yeah.
the whole feeling stuff and just like going off on nonsense a little.
Yeah. He's getting lost in tangents.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, best of luck on the book.
As you're trotting off with your horse, he goes, I'll have it trademarked immediately, so don't steal it, he says, slightly jokingly.
You can't. Did you just try and trademark a trope?
He's like, sorry, I can't hear you, and he starts dropping his horse a little back to the further of the path. Away.
I don't think they teach legal applications in church school.
Well, maybe Tiersey doesn't run an American or Canadian IP. Maybe you can
Yeah.
called tropes. Who knows? You can't, but maybe you didn't know.
I
Also,
should
that was
know.
all for Soph and Reese anyway. They could do the tropes.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it was really cute.
Good.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to talk? Well, we've got more of an open point because things might diverge a little bit once we get to New Xanter. But otherwise,
I'm making the rounds. I'll go chat to Ev now.
All right, yeah, go ahead. It's what I like to see: interpersonal connection. Good job, Atham.
Yes. All right. I'm just gonna pull up behind, make sure we're sort of like no one's within sort of earshot. So, very important thing to mention. Try not to tell anyone what you saw.
Don't worry.
There.
You already told me.
Oh, good. Excellent. Yeah, no, I'm forward thinking that way, I suppose, even shattered across all space and time. Good. Okay.
So you know that's you think that's you know that's going to happen. You knew that.
Oh, so I can kind of see the future. Not like amazingly, not like how diviners do. But I that was one possibility I built in my head. I'm sure you saw the big gold explosion at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was what I am calling death blow, where basically in the event of something like that happening, I'm going to explode in the astral and kill as many gods as I can.
Okay.
Sort of a last resort for destroying the universe. Yeah, so that's one. That's the least preferable outcome, really, beyond the universe just being overtaken before that by demons. So
Yeah, that seems better than demons. But So
But yeah, so but
why are you doing all that you're doing if you have seen that is the way things end? Are you
well, I'm
sure you
aiming.
want to end
So
like that?
that's you can so imagine that like a so that's one destination. I'm aiming a little bit to the left of it. So remember, I think he said something about the gods becoming self-aware. I just have to stop that from happening, and a few other things, and it should all work out. So I just have to find out this person that's this brilliant scientist that's trying to make the gods aware and stop them.
Do you Eb looks around for people in earshot, kind of like whispers a little bit more and goes, "Do you know how I got there? Do you know why I got there?"
Well, so it seems to me your power is ghost related, right? Um, at that point in time, I was being worshipped by trillions of beings.
Subtle flex, but okay.
Well, I wouldn't flex on that. That's awful, and I hate it. Um, so that kind of being dying would produce an incredibly powerful sort of aftershock, which I think is why you were called there. Both because you've been in proximity to me and also because you see ghosts.
I do see dead people.
So I think that's sort of the ultimate expression of that.
You're like the smartest person I know, and you've lived a very long time. I was wondering if you've seen anything like it before.
Like your power? Well, to be honest, most of that is in Rhodia and sort of died out a long time ago. I've no historical records of it, but like we were saying a while ago, I we need to find out more about your tribe. Now that could help out a lot, really, because we can get you to look into the future to find out possible mistakes that can happen. That could really help out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you sound suspicious? I'm curious about that.
I
That
think
is
I know.
suspicious.
Oh no, it's the group breaking apart. Oh,
Never. I'm just
Nope.
which
suspicious.
we still have to figure out a name for this group. By the way, I have no idea what we're supposed to call ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Eb and her
Ourselves?
gals.
Or the gal pal.
The gal pals.
Aren't everyone else in the group besides Eb men though?
I think that's the joke.
Partially.
And so you both have long, luxurious hair.
That's true.
That's true.
Also, I mean, I'm sure for
And I'm
Atham
assuming
at this
manicured
point.
nails, but that's just like based off your characters.
I mean, I'm sure Atham at this point, if I remember, one of his abilities gives him control over his body. So, I mean, he could change it to whatever he wanted anyway.
No fucking way.
But
Well,
okay,
not like
maybe
anything. Like he can't polymorph into a fucking dragon, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, also in New Xantra, you can buy a potion that will change you into whatever you want, like gender wise.
okay. But really serious
That's
question.
amazing. Trans
Hmm.
rights.
Do Zin and Atham like get manicures? Because I feel like they would have nice nails. Like they would have good cuticle beds.
Atham definitely does not.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a caveman at heart.
Zin
Hey,
maybe, but I feel like he is very much too centered. Like right now, seriously, in this moment, all he is thinking of is like he's like mentally thinking about how he's going to train his brain so that demons can't get into his head anymore. He is
Wow.
entirely like ingrained in like battle stuff and warfare and being tough. So like he might get his nails, he might get like you know like his nails fixed up or hands fixed up, but they get like dirty fast. He's training all the time. Like he really likes fighting, okay? He thinks it's really cool.
Adam gets this done for special occasions.
Like
He keeps
Zin
up
will get it
progress.
done every time because he like maybe he gets to a big church situation. They're like, okay, you gotta freshen up. You're kind of an idol. And then like after a bit, like if they're on the road for too long, like his hands are like full of like calluses and whatnot because glaive.
Thank you. This is all I needed to know and more.
I'm so- I- Zin hand lore.
That's and I like ham. The other thing. All right, so then that's pretty much everybody talked. You guys trot along at breakneck speed, and you are able to make it to New Xanter with a great amount of efficiency. Good time. And you reach the gates of the fallen soldiers, which you can go under, and there are some guards who are there to kind of check who's coming in. Easily, Zin and Lear can go over and kind of explain who they are, and they'll open the gates for everything. The Gates of the Fallen Soldiers is for in honor of the soldiers who fell during the attack on New Xanter during the last war. And you guys are shuttled back into the grit and grime of New Xanter. And as you kind of were going from the countryside to the city, you can kind of see there's some it goes from trees and rolling hills and dirt and green grass to mud and muck, runoff. You can smell plastic and rubber and chemicals as you get closer, mixing with the green. You see kind of industrial zones that pop out, and like things that look like power plants and other manufacturing um, zones. Some things that kind of look like suburbs, but more like along the lines of work towns for mines and whatnot that feed materials to the city. And where workers live that might commute who want a slightly more rural life than what the city has to offer. You make it into the city, and you are able to look at the rune trolleys transporting people around. There are carriages brought along by mysterious beasts that look like they're slapped together. You see people hawking their wares of different potions and chemicals and cure-alls, which some of them might be in these markets are where some of the next big um, discoveries might be found. But the only problem is that you might get something that gives you 3 extra strength to your score, or you might get something that turns you into a frog for a year. You don't know what it will be, and they don't really do a lot of product testing in New Xanter. With that being said, well, I guess how do people react to being back to the city? It's only been a week, but it probably feels like a month or two.
Ugh. Oh, it's gross. It's gross. If the place is as musty and stuff, Zin is, he's kind of scowling. If you could smell the rubber and like plastic like stuff, he's just gonna be like, he really just wants to find a church. He really wants to get to a church or a place that is probably cleaner. Um, he also really wants. He's kind of like scouring around because he really wants to like train. He really wants, like, he's itching to like do some like glaving, you know, swing his weapon around. It's been a bit. It's been a bit, you know.
As you go, we'll say that you guys kind of get in, and Cyril says to Ebb and Atham that we should probably go and check in with the rest of the church contingent in the city. We got to prepare for the sealing ceremony and make sure that we're all ready. We'll meet back up with you guys later if that's all right. We can meet back in the main square. Zin and I will probably go to the one of the closest cathedrals if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay.
As the Zin and Zin and Cyril go further on into the city, you're with you're kind of running through the streets, or not running, trotting through the streets with a full armed like battalion of paladins at your back. You, Cyril, and Lyra at the front. People are getting out of your way, and like you're kind of this white and shiny example through the darkness of the city. And I will say that as you get further in the city, with all the chemicals and spells around, it's not just rubber and like plastic anymore. It's that, and it's excrement, but there's also weird smells in between. There's things of flowers, but like things that smell a million times like what a flower distilled into its very essence. Um, Dragon's breath and smoke, um, newt's eye, and things like that. Magic, the raw stuff of magic that smells like lightning crackling in the air. It's all mixes to make this both overwhelming and unpleasant and pleasant scent all at once. That's kind of hard to deal with, that you can only get used to, kind of like the noise of a city after you've kind of been there for a while. Cyril crinkles up his nose a little bit. Just not used to. And if you don't want to say too much before you get there, you're going to dismount in the main square of the main piazza, Alexandria's Piazza, which is the main square in Xanter, and you're going to jump off and head to the cathedral there. As you get inside, there is a sister of the church who immediately beckons you guys, or goes to you guys and bows and is like, "Oh, your holinesses, we've been waiting for you to come to return. Thank goodness you've been able to make it in time." They're just gonna be like, "Yes, we need to speak with the cardinal of this cathedral immediately. If not, the Holy Watch's commander of the city, the Holy Watch being the more militant commander rather than the spiritual leader for each city that has enough of a church presence." The sister is going to say, "Oh, yes, actually, the High Patriarch himself is here to see you in the back and wishes to see both His Holiness Lear and Zin immediately."
Oh.
Oh, what the fuck? Has this been in here since I've been.
What?
I forgot to send that like 3 weeks ago. Whoops! I just had that written.
Oh, the High Patriarch. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
High
Holy
Pages.
shit, the High Patriarch. Okay.
Not that
Zin's
that's
gonna.
different than the Holy Patriarch, or sorry,
Oh,
the
okay. This is a
Father of
different
High
thing.
Purity, or the whatever the fuck I call it. I'm blanking on the name right now. But the Patriarch is a Patriarch is for the city, or Matriarch is for a city or like a branch. The
Yes,
High
yes,
Father
yes,
of Purity, the High Mother of Purity, is the leader of the church.
yes. My G.
Hypatius.
I got it mixed up for a second. I was like, wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry. I don't know. If you want to redo any of like the rankings,
It's all good.
I'm just
It
trying to
is.
use some of like the orthodoxy and like early religious Christian, which is patriarch, and that kind of mixes with father and mother. It's annoying.
Yeah, no, my brain just blinked out for a second. You're totally fine.
Anyway, he's the leader of the kind of somewhat independent, quote unquote, branch of the Church of Holy Purity in Templon.
Cool, cool. He just wants to see Lear and I? I guess that makes
Yes.
sense. Poor Cyril, he just has to wait outside. Uh, I guess Zin's gonna like nod to Cyril, be like, I'll catch up with you later. Wanna like train sometime tonight before the ceremony or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do that. It's okay. I don't mind letting you guys be for a bit. But take care of yourself, and I'll meet you at the training grounds tonight sometime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a you know, And it's just, a little awkward, but Zin's trying. Zin is trying to make amends and not make it awkward. He also wants
Ooh,
to practice training. He really does. They also
very
like.
smooth.
I feel like that's one thing they would do a lot, or like Zin would ask to do a lot when they were kids or just growing up. That's like they like to spar. I feel like
Mhm.
that's at least Zin does a lot. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, Cyril's gonna give you a nod and head out, and you're gonna walk in to see the High Patriarch. Let me know how do you think that Zin is feeling? Because again, this is probably like the highest figure he's met since Luce.
yeah, um, he kind of. I was just kind of thinking that like I think he is going to go in there, being diplomatic. Like he's going to like he's gonna like be like a you know like have this like presence thing. Oh, um, bye
Uh,
Breeze.
I
Uh, yeah, he's just gonna go in like diplomatic and like stern or whatever. Like he's gonna kind of do whatever Lear's doing, like whatever. But he's also going to kind of like he's almost slightly wary, considering the first time he talked to someone of like a city who was a church person and he was really nice, trying to like, he was like, he's the young guy, he's trying to like be diplomatic before, and then that person turned out to be Luce and a little bitch. So he's he's a lot colder as he approaches.
mhm. We're gonna go over to Atham real quick, and we're gonna have it so I guess Atham, how do you feel being back in New Xantar after this little stint?
ah, the wonders of civilization. Air's a bit toxic, but it's still pretty cool. He likes being in cities.
Good, good. Um, as you're kind of I guess just deciding what to do for a second there, a courier will come up to you and be like, "Oi, I'm over from the University of New Xantar. I've got some note for you from one of the professors."
Oh ho! All right. Well, hand it over.
He reaches into his little satchel and hands you a nice um, folded kind of telegram looking sheet of paper that's monogrammed YY. Um,
Ah,
it says, "Thank you very much, sir. I'll be on my way."
sweet. All right. I'm gonna open it up and where does he want to meet?
He asks to meet you in the one of the main libraries of the college. There's 13 colleges of New Xantar slash Templon, or at least of the official, state university. And he's asking to meet you in the, humanities studies library at the other side of the city.
All right. Um, I I guess I'll bring Eb with me. I'm not gonna let her roam the city alone. So, uh,
I guess we'll leave it off there to touch up again. We'll kind of say that either Eb goes with you or doesn't, depending on what
yeah,
we
we could do
finally
that
see.
retroactively. Yeah.
Yeah. And what we'll do is I want to start the meeting with um Brayden maybe this week, and then maybe also do the meeting with Hypatius, um, and that way we can kind of get to the bigger stuff next week because obviously our time is on a premium with all three of us.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Mhm.
Um,
Sure. So we'll aim for um Thursday then.
Yeah, would you guys be willing to do like another like just I think an hour or so long session, hour and a half maybe, and like kind of just get some of like the other stuff out of the way, get you and Brayden up to speed, um, and
Yeah,
Hypatius and Zin.
Sure. That
Yep.
works.
Yep.
Good.
Yay.
Let's see what else do we got. Oh, we should vote on a quote of the day, and I'll ping Ab too. I'm glad that she remembered. We haven't done this in a while. I feel
Yes.
I won by
Yeah.
default the last time,
Oh
which I
yeah, I
think was
suppose.
well, we had it was a very oh, we didn't even yeah no actually last week we didn't even do anything. God damn it. Oh well,
What do you mean?
we didn't do
Yeah,
any quotes last week.
we didn't really. Yeah. Well, it wasn't.
It wasn't a
It
full
was.
session, I guess. So,
It was a very serious session too.
yeah,
Very
it was very serious.
very
Yeah.
stern.
Here
That
I'll
was
kick out
a
Craig.
good session last week though.